Scientists say that we have a limited amount of decision-making power, and that power gets used up the more decisions we make in any given day. So willpower is like a muscle. The more you flex it, the more you get fatigued. Now here's a great example. Researchers looked at a parole board hearing cases of over 1,100 prisoners, and what they found was that if you came up for a hearing first thing in the morning, you had a pretty good shot at being paroled. And if you happened to be the poor sod that went last at the end of the day, your chances were almost nil. It was literally like a 70% chance right after breakfast and less than 10% by the end of the afternoon. Now, in this case, not paroling the prisoner is really the non-decision because it preserves the status quo, it's less risky. So you get this very clear decline in parolees as we get towards lunch, and then the parole board would have a break, eat a sandwich, and you'd have a pretty good shot at being paroled right after lunch. And then after that, as the day went on, your odds got less and less. So what does this tell us? Well, in any action that you want to take, for example, eating healthier, recognizing that you have a limited supply of decision-making power should change the way that you plan your day. The idea is to arrange things so that you need to make less decisions in order to make better decisions. Well, let me give you a few examples of what I mean. Number one, let's say that you want to walk more. One way is to just try to walk more. Another way is to skip buying a Metro Pass so that you're forced to walk to and from work each day. Can you see the difference? Example number two, I'm big on getting people to prepare and bring meals with them to work or school. And that's because I know there's a little bit of discipline involved in cooking and packing the food, but I also know that it saves them several decisions about what to eat that they'd otherwise have to make. So it's one decision versus many. It's kind of like self-control leverage. The third example is, let's say you love potato chips, like it's your favorite cheat food. You're like the person on the Lay's commercial that can't eat just one. Well, don't keep them in your house because it's setting yourself up for failure. When you have it at your fingertips like that, it forces you to fight those little battles. And these are battles that over time, due to decision fatigue, you can't win. I call these types of changes context changes because they're not merely about altering the behavior by trying harder or simply wanting it more. They're about changing the context in which the behavior usually occurs. And that's infinitely more powerful because you don't squander your precious willpower reserves. You make better decisions by making fewer decisions. That's your mantra. Trying harder is a recipe for failure. Learn to make context changes the way that I teach, and you'll immediately amplify your impact. For a lot more ideas on how to do that, be sure to visit my website at connorkelly.com. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and happy transforming.